All right, so this is my 500,000th attempt trying to record this video. If it's my phone just stopping, or storage issues, or weird band app issues. So obviously, as you will see, I'm just going to record this. I'm going to put this on YouTube, and then I'm going to send this out to you so that you can see it. It will be a longer video, but please, if you bear with me, if you really apply everything that I am going through in this, then there should be no reason why you shouldn't be the best marcher, the best player that's out there, right? Literally, this is the answer. So, first things first, right? You're trying to play tenors. This is your thing. This is your deal, right? You are never, ever, ever playing tenors. You are playing the stick. The stick does all of the sound, it does all the cool stuff, but the stick doesn't do that by itself. It's all about you. It's how your hands, oh my gosh, how your things work. So I'm going to say first things first, my analogy. I love to think of horrible analogies because it gets me going. I can remember them forever. Your hand and your technique, it's literally like a gun and a magazine. So while you are holding the stick, while you are going about it, I want you to think of it. You've got your gun up top. This does its bang, bang, bang. You see how that wrist moves, right? It's only following that wrist, right? That is what these fingers are doing. Is adding control, it's adding stability, and it's helping your wrist move. There's a lot of what these fingers do. It helps play with velocity, right? These back fingers, you may be wondering, well, what else does it do? What's the other part to a gun? You've got your magazine, right? So you can fire once, great. But what if you need to keep going? You got your bullets in there. That's what these fingers do. They will always, always be a part of the stick. They will always be a part of the playing. Now, what I mean by that, you fire your first bullet. What if you miss? Oh my gosh, you need a couple more. They're all there. That's what your fingers do. Not that you are missing, you're messing up. But I want you to think of it as you are playing, you are taking your shots, you're doing what you need to, and these fingers help the bullets keep going. Helps the wrist keep moving, it helps the playing keep playing, right? So as you grab your stick, I'm just going to grab with my left hand, right, I'm thinking of these three fingers, I'm grabbing, I'm making sure that it is like a lock. Not a key, that it's like a lock, right? Because if you put the wrong key in a door, you cannot force your way in there. That is how I want your fulcrum to feel, right? There's no talking, there's no hand talking, and none of that going on. So as you're holding this stick, it's nice and secure, and there's a lot of just stability overall. Maybe wondering about these other three fingers, right? Talked about it before. They just go right on the stick. They should be a part of all of your playing. If you're playing quarter notes, even just one, right? They are there. They may not be playing, but they help supporting your stick so that you can lift and play with wrist and play with good technique, right? Unless you're playing really quickly, those fingers are just kind of there to support, right? Take your other stick, you do all of it as well, right? Apply it. Oh my gosh. Now, the key issue that we run into is we want to stay flat, right? We want to keep our sticks nice and close together, right? That feels great. All my fingers are engaged. I'm able to lift with wrist. No, that is something that we commonly do wrong, right? Is you don't want to stay up like this into this weird grip. This is all about timpani playing. Are we playing timpanis? The answer is no. We are not, so we are not in this grip. You want to stay completely flat, shift everything over. You can see as I do it, my arms have to literally twist over, right? I'm getting this weird wrist motion. That's how you know you're doing it right. You're going to feel a little bit of strain in these muscles because you're literally twisting the bones over top, right? And by doing so, you are able to activate all of the muscles in the top and the bottom part of your forearm, which is, really important when you're trying to play and use your muscles. Oh my gosh, right? So as you're going through, you're thinking about your gun, you're thinking about your magazine, you've got all of it, right? And then now you twist and you make it flat, right? As you're playing, you're going to realize that, wait a second, it doesn't perfectly follow my hand, right? It's kind of at an angle. Oh my goodness, when you have both of them at an angle and you lift up, you're in the 45. And that's super important. It's super important that you stay in that angle so you can stay with all of your stuff. That's how the windshield wipers are going to work. That's how everything's going to work, right? Now, we've talked about how you need to hold the stick, right? We've talked about how it actually looks while you're holding the stick. Now, what about the mechanics of moving while you're holding the stick? I know for a fact that if you've played bass, right, it's this weird sideways motion. That's why people like to start out and stay flat. You gotta keep everything horizontal. Oh my gosh, you're playing horizontals. What? But translating it to bass, right? You start here, you're moving out with your wrist first, and then if it's anything else, you're going out with your arm. That's correct. Same thing with this other hand, right? You're going out, you're going, oh my gosh. And when you come back, it's arm, it's literally in the reverse that you can hit, right? It's the whole point, it's the whole thing. So now translate it, flatten it over. You're going to lift up with your wrist as far as it can go, which to me is about here comfortably. And then I'm going to go the rest of the way with my hand. Now that's about my 12, maybe my 15, probably a little bit more, right? Same thing with that other hand. You're starting with the wrist, you lift, and then you finish out with that arm, right? It's just a little bit. It's just a little bit, right? Now, as you're moving around, I want specifically new players to be very, very downstrokey and very velocity as you're going through these drums. Right, we've already talked about how to hold it. We've already talked about how it should look. Now we've talked about how it should feel, right? So as you're going through and you're playing on these drums, it should feel very forced, relaxed, very forced, right? So think about it. Literally take eights at 60 BPM, something like that, and you're playing. Right? We all get that gist. We all understand how it goes, but I'm really thinking about my technique, how it goes all the way through. This is about building the blocks very, very, very early on so that later on in maybe 3 months of practice, you are already at an expert level. If you don't go about it in a smart fashion, it is going to take you way too long and you will not be adept. You won't even hit adept, right? So your goal is to go about it the right way the first time, not 10,000 times later. That's why I want you to take eighths that slow. Literally that slow. If there's any rounds where you're moving around, you take it that slow. Right? Whole point, take it that slow. You have to, you absolutely have to, or you will not understand. The last thing that I'll say on this before I really get into the depths of playing is you have to allow yourself to be able to think while you're playing really, really, really high and fast level stuff, right? So how do you get thinking when you're playing a million billion notes a second? It's by taking it super slow, allowing yourself to have checkpoints, and legit thinking through the whole process. It is okay to mess up. I mess up so that I can find out, what those checkpoints are, how I can avoid them, how I can go around that mess up with the right technique in the correct way, right? So as you're playing, literally take it super slow and go through it like a baby, like you've never touched music before, and you will be perfect. You will be great. Now, taking accent tap, playing accent tap, right? I've got my hands flat. I've got my pistol, you understand, my gun type technique. I'm thinking about all of that. A little bit of a downward angle as I'm playing, as you can see. Still thinking about this left arm because that's where I have most of my issues. Right, there we go. Boom, I'm set. Now I'm going to play a little bit of accent tap. And I just want you to look at how everything works. Those the ups and downs, how I'm forcing every note. Even that tap, I'm forcing that note. I'm playing with good velocity and good downstrokes. That's the whole way. And you start out. Boom. Went through it the whole way. Literally, I'm staying relaxed. I'm thinking about it all, right? This brings me to my next important thing. And if you haven't realized, tenors is 75% about how you are preparing to play tenors and only 25% actually playing the drum. Great. So as you're going through, you're thinking about your posture. How does it relate, right? Yes, I'm standing up nice and straight. Do my shoulders look straight? Yeah, they can be straighter. Right, now I'm going to relax everything. I'm going to relax my back. I've got bad posture. Relax my neck so that I'm down. I'm going to relax my shoulders. Great. Bring my neck up. I still have gross shoulders. Pull my shoulders in. Right, now they're activated. It looks like I'm ready to go. Make sure that my back has got good posture. Right, it doesn't look ridiculous. I'm just standing up straight. There we go. So now you apply it to your drum, right? You're standing there. You kind of have this energy going. You feel your shoulders pulled back. Your chest isn't puffed, but your shoulders are pulled back. And then you almost just want to take your elbows and pull them down a little bit. You're going to feel it a lot in your collarbone. It's not supposed to hurt. You're going to feel it in your collarbone and your shoulders. That's where it should be. That's how you know that you're set up to play right. So you got that going on. You got your sticks. You're thinking of it like it's a gun. And then now you apply it to everything. You got your shoulders there. As you're moving around, a little messed up because I started with the left hand the whole way. But still, even then, you're trying to make it look smooth. The thing is that I'm not playing and I'm not moving my wrist. My arm is moving, so I'm playing the same thing in every single spot, right? I'm literally playing bass accent tap. Playing normal accent tap, I'm just using my arms to change where I'm playing it, right? That's the hard separation. All right, this is the last thing we'll go over. We've talked about how to hold the stick, how it should look while you're holding the stick, how it should feel while you're holding the stick, how playing should be while you're holding the stick, how posture should feel, and how that affects everything. Those are your 5 things, right? Now, as you're actually playing through hard, rudimental stuff, I'm probably on the tenors doing rounds 40% of the time. I'm practicing one drum type technique for all of it. If it's trying to figure out what the tenors are, what the things that I'm playing are, even if it's tenor music, I'm figuring that on one drum. Because if you can't play it on one, why would you need to play it on 5 or 6, right? So if you are, let's see, if you're learning double beat, oh my gosh, double beat, a lot of the double beat for tenors is it follows, whatever it is, follows all that sweet patterns, right? So if you are looking at that music for the first time, do you approach it on the tenors? Do you approach it on one drum? Always one drum. Always one drum. You get show chunks, you get still music, big triple rolls, whatever it is, you're approaching on one drum before you, whatever it is, right? The whole point is to take it slow and make it meaningful. Now I know you want to play tenors and you want to be good at it. So literally, boom, boom, it's on the stick. Playing with good technique, right? You're moving from those fingers, right? Everything is flat. You're keeping it nice and secure because your shoulders are back, your chest is engaged, and you can feel it in your collarbone, right? As you're going through, you're still playing with finger, it's still involved. Fingers should help you move your wrist, right? And then you should be absolutely, absolutely, absolutely playing in front of a mirror. This entire time, I don't know if I've said it on this video, or if I've said it on any of the other videos, so I apologize if I am repeating myself. But almost every single time I practice on my tenor, I have a mirror set up, and it's set up right now behind my camera so that I can see what I'm doing at all times while I'm playing. That is your whole goal. How can you be your own best critique? Now, don't get me wrong, I love it when the instructors give me comments. I love it when they tell me what I can do to be better. But there is nothing that I am more grateful than my own ability to fix my issues, right? Having to rely on someone else to tell you what you are doing wrong is a spot I don't like to be in. I don't like to be in there. It feels weird. It feels a little bit scary. Now, for you as a player and for you as a human, I highly advise that you get out of that, hey, I need you to tell me what I'm doing wrong because I don't know. A lot of this, too, I'm just going to be dead honest, is you got to be confident and you got to play. You got to be the most confident that you can, and you better be expecting those comments, right? Like I said, there's nothing worse than being in a position where you have to be told what you're doing wrong because you don't know. But there's also nothing better than being in a position where all you want to be is the best you can be. And then you have someone telling you, hey, this is how you be better. Not, hey, this sucks, dude, you're playing bad. No, hey, this is how you do it better. You got to relax, you got to do this, right? Literally all starts with these very fundamental things. If you have any other questions on different types of playing, anything else, please reach out. If I haven't answered any questions, you comment, you say something right to me, okay? But overall, stay relaxed, stay flat, just let your body do its work. Most people try too hard. baseball bat sticks in, but you get it. You get it. You get it. Ugh.